Wow, wow, wow. What a 24 hours, guys. It has been a ecstatic week in regards to the cryptocurrency space and the broader world at large, and things just got pretty weird over the past 24 hours. Of course, there was a assassination attempt on Donald Trump, who, in my opinion, we've always said he was very likely to win, certainly given his opponent's kind of cognitive decline. But actually now he's kind of been martyred as an icon for the American people and freedom. We are going to touch on that because there are some ramifications in regards to the cryptocurrency space. But as it's such a crazy 24 hours, it's been a crazy week, what I want to do is actually really simplify everything and just show you some charts, Bitcoin, Total 2, Sol BTC, some of the ETPs, and something like Tesla and Amazon again, just to really highlight the fact that for us, when it comes to the markets, it's all about the charts, nothing else. Yes, things do play a factor and a role in the markets, but predominantly when you're trying to predict where the price of something is going, and technical analysis is not a silver bullet, but it certainly increases your probabilities of being right, and we like to use the saying, when it walks, talks, and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. When we look at the cryptocurrency space objectively, and we ignore all the news, and this is why this video is important, this daily market update, and we drop one of these every single day at 1 p.m. UK time. For those of you that are new to the channel, get down there and check that subscribe button out. It's very good when there's so much going on to kind of simplify things and look at things from a technical point of view, and to reinstate and to restate what we've been saying throughout this pullback, what we were saying at 17K, what we were saying at 25K. The pullbacks along the way is we are now in a broader uptrend from the cryptocurrency market. You haven't seen anything yet for the altcoin market. Alt season cometh. Sol BTC is a signifier of that. ETH BTC, ETH DOM, Sol DOM. You know, where the ETPs are, we're going to look at others, which is everything outside the top 10, and technically what we're predicting for that, nearly a 10x, which aligns with the ETPs. We're really going to be simplifying things down because it's been such a dramatic day, I think. And I understand that some people like us talking a little bit politically. We are going to set up a second channel where I'm going to talk about my views on the kind of world more broadly. But we want to keep things separate. But obviously, this is the main news over the past 24 hours. If this assassin had been successful, I think the outcomes would have been horrific for the markets. I really do believe that. But obviously, this is breaking news over the past 24 hours. It's not. It's broken now. Lots of pictures circulating. I mean, this has got to be the picture of the year. And I think this has increased his chances of winning infinitely, and we know he's very crypto friendly. And I hate to do this in regards to trivializing what is a pretty serious event, but this channel is all about helping people to capitalize off an opportunity that presents itself in regards to the cryptocurrency space and the technological innovation that it is bringing to the world, and thus the price appreciation that it's going to come as a result of it, the value that this market is going to accrue. And nothing we say or do here is financial advice, but we truly are all about helping out the little guy. And sometimes we like to veer into the kind of realms of what's happening more broadly on the world, and certainly call out the BS of it. So things really aren't looking good for Biden. I'm sure we all saw him call the Ukrainian president Putin. I mean, just one of many slip-ups at this point. And obviously, I think this has put a kind of nail in the coffin in regards to him winning. And I think this is very much, it's kind of martyred Trump as a kind of American freedom martyr. You know, somebody that's willing to die for what he believes in. And I think that's very powerful. So there's going to be ramifications for this in the crypto space. He's been very friendly. Of course, crypto is a massive issue. No one's going to get or come out anti-crypto, certainly given where we are in regards to the election. We've looked at the macro a lot, which is why I really want to simplify things down and just take a technical look at things today. And start things off with Bitcoin, of course, the kind of god market of the cryptocurrency space, and really kind of solidify things. I think you're looking at one of the biggest altcoin runs, because there's a kind of maturity to the space that's now taking place that we've ever seen. It's all been about Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. It is still always, in some regards, going to be about Bitcoin because it spawned this industry. But the applications for a distributed ledger far go beyond just money. I think Bitcoin was deliberately designed to be lame for, what I mean by lame is not scalable. And Satoshi and everyone talking about all these Bitcoin maxis, the Bitcoin maxis, all they care about is the price going up. They don't care about freedom. They don't care about your liberties. They don't care about anything. They wouldn't care about Bitcoin if the price wasn't going up. Don't let them fool you into this kind of fairy tale of Satoshi that they sell you. Because it is a fairy tale. And I love Bitcoin. I think its principles are true. If you look at some of the economists that I admire, people like Milton Friedman, people like Friedrich von Hayek, they all spoke about a digital and e-money that could sort of move away from central banks. I'm not a fan of central banking. But I also am a studier of history, and I understand that usually they control both sides. And why would the people that have had control over money for all these years suddenly give it up? You know, they wouldn't. So it leads me to believe they're probably behind it. But we're likely going to look at the kind of biggest altcoin run we've ever seen in history. And it's because of the realization that you can actually do far broader things with distributed ledgers. And in the technology world that we're moving towards, computers are going to be the kind of driving force of everything. They're going to be like the oil of tomorrow. Decentralized computing, I think, and this idea of deepin is the biggest narrative. But this is Bitcoin, so dramatic day. We'll leave all that behind. I'm sure you guys could probably guess who I voted for in the UK. I'll give you a clue. It wasn't Labour. Comments in the comment section. Have a guess, guys. We might reply to some of them. This is Bitcoin. So we are still on, just like we were very much predicting that we were going to get to 42k from all the way down here. We're predicting you're going to get to 151k. And we're still very much on that path. This is some sort of an ascending channel, some sort of a bullet flag-esque pattern. And we don't have our 91k target anymore, but I think you are going to break this, likely going to be with momentum. And it's going to be on the back end of the dollars going in the direction we want it to. We've spoken about the sort of macroeconomic reasons, the FX reasons, the kind of cross-market reasons why we're as bullish as we are on the cryptocurrency space. And risk more broadly. We'll talk about Tesla in just a second, which we're calling for a doubling of here, just like we were calling for a doubling in Amazon, and it's very much on its way there. We've got so many stocks right, and we've got lots of cryptos right. Some of them they'll get there eventually. They're just not quite there yet, and they're still very much, some of them largely just still being accumulated. So Bitcoin to 151k, walking, talking, quacking like a duck here. This is the total 2, which we still very much think is on its way to $3.8 trillion, which is nearly a 4x from where it currently is. Learn market cycles, guys. Study things. We are dropping our market mastery course next week. You don't need to learn it from me. You can learn it from people like Stan Weinstein. You can learn it from people like Charles Dow. You can learn it from Wyckoff's market cycles. We just kind of extend that. You know, we're at that kind of early stage, if you will, and we've got this to come. And we've got targets for all of this. If we look at others, which is everything outside the top 10, which is just such a tiny market, right? It sits at $200 billion. Sounds like a lot of money. We're in a world where money is like, we're literally playing a game of Monopoly right now. This sits at $221 billion. We've got nearly a 10x and 8x in this. And the interesting thing is this aligns with where we're expecting the ETPs, which track altcoins, to go. So this is Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund. Currently sits at $20. We've got it going to, it's about the same return as others. Walks, talks, quacks like a duck. It's a duck. If you're just interested in investing in the cryptocurrency market and you want a sound technical analyst, you can go ahead and unfollow everybody else at this point, guys. Barring a few. So there's people that we extremely admire, people that we've learned a lot for, like Francis Hunt, the market sniper, also goes by the crypto sniper. Go and give him a follow. I'm actually becoming a big fan of Peter Brandt. There are some really great people out there, so maybe I shouldn't have said that. But on this channel, we can lead you to the promised land in regards to the cryptocurrency space. And we're seeing it come to fruition. Just look at what we're seeing across the board here, guys. We are setting up for one of the greatest runs ever. We were spot on about Bitcoin made both of our targets in regards to GBTC. We're now calling for the same thing for a Grayscale product that tracks altcoins. Look at our Ethereum target made. We've already made targets on this. 2 targets to be precise. We're now calling for a third, much larger one, which aligns with Bitcoin, looks aligns with Total, aligns with others. And we'll talk about Sol BTC in just a second, which I think is one of the most important charts. Bitwise, top 10 crypto index funds, setting up in very much the same manner. 21 shares. We've got cryptocurrency stocks that are legitimate products, securities themselves, that we think are going to over 10x. Some of them 20x. Join the Patreon, guys. We'll be talking about some of those later on today in our meeting. And for the price that you pay, come on. So this looks fantastic. Alt season cometh. We've looked at and we'll pull up what's probably one of the most important charts for alt season, which is Sol BTC. We don't see people giving you this kind of a cross-market analysis. This is going to do extremely well. So it's going to be taking ground against Bitcoin. We've also got the same thing for ETH, and we'll pull up the Sol, the BTC DOM. This is getting ready to rock and roll, guys. The one that looks even better is ETH DOM, because this is squeezing right now in its right shoulder and likely going to result in a significant move to the upside. There's a couple of crossovers with targets that I've got here, and then when you couple that with BTC DOM and where we think, oh no, that's not BTC DOM, is it? And where we think this is at. Cometh the man, cometh the hour. It is here, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we think the broader context for markets is one that's going to see them do well. And we've actually got Tesla doubling in price. You can make money off this. Not financial advice, just saying. Subscribe to the channel. Why haven't you already? We were calling for Amazon to get to $261 back when it was in the 120. So over a doubling in price. Watch it go. We're now calling for the same thing for Tesla. They are going to drive your cars for you and imprison you in them if you are a fugitive for whatever reason. Maybe you've said something nasty on social media. Who knows what the future looks like. It's just a crazy, crazy world. So what I really wanted to do in this video, and hopefully we've done it, is despite the madness going around us, when it comes to investing, we don't care. The only thing we care about is what the charts say and where that predicts things are going, or what's the most likely outcome of where things are to go based on technical analysis. That is our fundamental truth here at Allincrypto. We love to report the news. We love to get into it. We love to be a little bit cheeky, by the way, guys. I'm one of the, I'm a big lover of people, despite some of the things that I say on this channel and some of the views that I held. And I hold a lot of these views because I am a big lover of people, and I think there's a great betrayal that has been thrust upon the people by their governments. I'm a libertarian at heart. I believe in people's rights, and I believe in their rights to have those rights and to essentially be able to do what they want, providing it doesn't infringe on anybody else's. And I think the government, or governments around the world, and I'm not doing myself any favors by saying any of this, by the way, guys, I'm really not, are some of the biggest abusers or offenders of infringing on their citizens' rights. And the government was created, or supposedly there to serve us. And I like to call that out. And I think more people should be. I think there's a lot of people waking up. It's very interesting what's going on. I mean, I don't know if anybody saw, was it a Bon Jovi concert in Canada? And he said something like, I love Trudeau, or something like this. I love your president. And the whole crowd booed. People are waking up. We want to have a hand in that. Rather dangerously. So that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. When it walks, talks, and quacketh like a duck, it's a duck. Hang in there, guys. Nothing we say or do on this channel is financial advice. It's all just my own opinion. You can ignore it if you want. You can disregard it if you want. You can try and argue against it if you want. In fact, we encourage that because you may be looking at something that I've missed. If you want to take your journey a little bit further, you want to understand markets to a greater degree, do become a Patreon. Course is coming next week. That's it from me, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you all in the next one.